you keep on breaking promises to yourself. You're failing yourself, yet you expect the world to take you seriously. That's a little too harsh, but that is reality. I myself have done this numerous times, too many times. I've told myself, for example, that I'm gonna be at the gym by 9 a.m. And then by 9:30 I drop in. And that's just not okay. You feel let down yourself. Like you feel that I failed. And especially if you're on a tight timetable, you have some lectures perhaps, you're a university student like I am, then you cannot waste time like that. So then you're gonna end up feeling consequences. And what happens is you tell yourself that, I failed again, like, couldn't keep the time. You kind of look down on yourself. You have no respect for yourself. When we're thinking about this problem, it seldom is about not being able to keep promises. Because if you're telling a friend, hey, let's meet up at the gym at 8 a.m., you're gonna be at the gym by 8 a.m. because suddenly you don't want to disappoint your friend. But once you're going there on your own or doing anything on your own, not dependent on other people, and no people being dependent on you, all of a sudden it becomes okay for you to break these promises. They just don't mean as much. You might not even see them as promises. And so you end up slipping, you end up not sticking to your word. And in your own eyes, you become worthy of less. You lose your respect for yourself. And that's not what you want, of course, because as long as you're doing your best, as long as if you put everything on the line and you're out there and you're working hard to make sure that it works out, whatever it could be. Let's say you have some content creation, you have an exam perhaps, and you're working hard on it every single time, every single hour. Like, what am I talking about? If you then fail, at least you can say that I did my best. I did everything I could. And so failures end up being just learning opportunities. You're gonna be a little bit bummed that you missed out on that exam, but you're gonna take that with you, you're gonna turn that into a teaching, you're gonna grow from that. But once you're breaking promises to yourself, you're on very thin ice. Because when you don't succeed, then you go so hard, you're being so hard on yourself. So you might tell yourself, I'm an idiot, I'm so stupid, why did I do that? I always do like this, I always end up like... And what do you think that does to you? Nothing good, of course. Because that confidence that you're gonna need to have in order to actually succeed, that goes out the window as soon as you start hitting on yourself, as soon as you start bashing on yourself in this manner. So in order to avoid this situation, we need to keep those promises, always. And you should know too that when you have told a friend, okay, let's meet up at the gym by 8 a.m. and you miss that time, you feel horrible because that person looks disappointed and you couldn't get going with your workout as you said. You hate it. You absolutely hate it when you miss promises to others. So you have to start thinking that way yourself. You have to start going for perfection. And yeah, perfection isn't really possible, of course, we're human. But still, it's about aiming for perfection. Because then the result is always going to be better than it would otherwise have been had we not aimed for perfect. So, which means that if you have an assignment and you told yourself, I'm going to study this assignment 5 hours this evening, or I'm going to send it in today, or I'm going to finish up this part, I'm going to solve 10 math problems, then you're going to do that. And you won't go to bed until you have done that. Likewise, if you tell yourself, the gym example again, I want to be at the gym by 9 a.m. Okay, you're going to be at the gym by 9 a.m. No options. Because what happens is that we've teach the brain has learned that we cannot trust ourselves, that we are that we're liars. And so in order to convince the brain of the opposite, we need to shower evidence to the contrary. So it's not going to be enough to just be on time 1 time or 2 times or 3 times. We need to keep on hitting those promises. You need to keep those promises every single time. We've had so many bad experiences with ourselves that we need to overcompensate, essentially. An example I like to use is that 10 people might tell you, oh, you look great today. And then that one person comes around and tells you, nah, you don't look good today. That one person and what he said, that's gonna be way far more than all of those 10 together. And so the negatives tend to stick more with us. And so if we have this ingrained in our brain that we're not trustworthy, we need to overcompensate tenfold, hundredfold. We need to keep on showing this brain inside our head that you can trust me. You can trust me. I keep on hitting my promises. It's 100% perfect score all the way. You cannot afford to lose out again. Slowly but surely, you're gonna start to respect yourself. And once you do that, you're gonna start to carry yourself in a different way. Behave and just exist as a different person. You have that respect for yourself. And other people will feel that. And so as a result of this, people around you will start to respect you more. And isn't that what we want? Like respect from other people. Somehow so hard to come by in today's day and age. But so great when you have it. When you feel that respect. No looking down, no talking behind your back, but just you can see it in their eyes that they respect you. But it starts with yourself. It starts with those promises. Which, by the way, means that if you have a bad habit that you keep on doing and you keep telling yourself, I'm gonna stop, you're gonna have to stop that bad habit. So keep those promises, always. See yourself as another person, as a good friend that you wouldn't never want to disappoint. And we might just regain that respect for ourselves. We might just start to increase in value in our own eyes. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. And it might have been a little bit incoherent today. So I must apologize for that. We should hit a high level of quality in the future. It's a little bit, my mind a little bit going over different places today. With that being said, have a good day, rest your nights, or whatever it might be. And I'll see you again soon.